Hey, it's Micah. So today I wanted to do a VR to Simon at the Hermit Cave, all about the Tarot 2022. So your first deck, how you encountered it. So I'm thinking it was like 2014 maybe when I got into tarot. I knew I wanted a deck. And I went to Barnes and Nobles and I got Shadowscapes for my first. I wish, like looking back, that I would have bought the full color hardcover book because that's fantastic. And I seen it and I was like, oh, it's a little pricey. I'll get it later. And now, yeah, if anybody has a copy, I will buy it. But yeah, really cool deck. I might get the bigger check version, but I'm glad this was my first deck because it has a lot of storytelling qualities, and I didn't know the RWS. I wasn't interested in it. I love this devil card. So, so yeah, that was my first deck. I went into Barnes and Noble as, a lot of us did, and found it, and that was mine. So, my last deck and how your tastes have changed since your first. So now I do know RWS. So if a deck makes sense to me, then I can read with it. So I got the Wild Unknown Pocket Edition, which the book is just like a simple book, at least for this one, right? I don't have the big one. Oop. So I can read with it now, but I don't know. I don't really understand how like people had this as a beginner deck. Like, I don't think it's a beginner deck. I don't jive with everything in the book when it talks about like the daughter of Pentacles and stuff like that. It says like she and things like that, and cards to me are archetypes, right? Which is, I ordered this at the same time and I'm glad I did. I really like it. But it's not like I don't read the cards in a way that's like, you got the Knight of Cups card, so obviously a man's gonna come into your life and sweep you off your feet. Like, I don't think the cards, to me, they can represent like feminine and masculine energy, but not like people. So I don't like when cards are necessarily referred to as gender. I'd rather it be like just like the energy. Um, I hope I'm making sense. I'm actually nervous. I haven't filmed face forward in a while, and I didn't want to show my hands the whole time. So, what am I doing? Why tarot? So, I love art. I always have. I went to art school for a little while. Tarot for me is the combination of art and soul searching, right? So it's like therapy with images, in my opinion. Da, da, da. I'm nervous. All right, tarot pet peeves. So, like gatekeeping, because we all started somewhere. I don't think you should pick up your first deck and after a week start charging for readings, obviously, but I think anybody new coming into tarot should feel like welcome, which tarot tube's like really good for that, which I'm happy for. But predatory readers, this bothers me. So I do watch some tarot reading live shows, right? And that's great. The interaction with the audience, but I don't read professionally. But if I did, I think I would feel uncomfortable if the same people were constantly asking for readings concerning very important like life matters, like career choices, or like the pick a card readings for relationships. Like, is this person thinking about you? That type of stuff isn't my jam because I think there are, how do I word this? Like, more vulnerable people that will take it as fact, and it can also be like a spending habit. If you're spending a large sum constantly on tarot readings to make your life decisions, I don't think that's healthy. That's my opinion. All right, preferred system is, I'm tangled, is RWS, but I don't actually like the traditional RWS, like coloration and everything. So the only ones I use is, it's mainly like this watercolory one. Sorry, ring light. Oh, it looks so good with my background, yo. Do you see that? But I don't like the coloration of like any of the traditional ones. I have this one and the pink one, all by the Dark Forest. I think it's way less boring, you know. So that's my jam, personally. But yeah, the system, I get it, I understand it. I mean, there's always more to learn. I do have a Thoth deck, but I don't feel like studying it. I have to like want to do something to do it, otherwise it's just wasting everyone's time. All right. Or maybe I'm not that disciplined, I don't know. Tarot rituals. Oh, I was gonna get it, but I have really sticky lip gloss on right now. So, I'm gonna pretend, right? Come here, little deck. So, not every deck, but I started doing this and I don't know why. Like, when I go to do a reading, especially if it's like, if I'm really, if I feel like I really need like some guidance, like I'll kiss it and then I'll shuffle it, and I don't know, it's like it makes it mine, and I don't know why I started doing it, but I do. And I didn't bring the deck out because like it's awkward and like big, but like the circle one, I'll like kiss the circle. Not every time for that because like it's weird and I don't want my cards to get gross instead of it being on the side, but I do. I don't know why I do, but yeah. Oh, and doing walkthroughs. I really like doing walkthroughs when I get a deck. It helps me understand it, get insight from all you beautiful people online. So, yeah. Yep, yep. Okay. How do you use tarot? Introspective, divination, etc. Typically, I do more introspective, which goes into like, where's the other question? Oh, I skipped it. Okay, whatever. Yeah, it works. So, favorite tarot spread, I usually do situation and obstacle advice. It works for me. I enjoy it. It's quick to the point. If I need clarifiers, I'll pull more cards. And I used to like when I first started reading like with this, I used to do like larger spreads. Like what was it? Distant past, recent past, past, present, future, near future, far future, or like whatever. Um, and I was gung ho about it. Like I didn't care. Like people would come back and be like, "Oh, that was so accurate. Like I'm so surprised. Like I never thought that would happen, and it did, and yada yada." And now, for some reason, I don't know if it's because I'm older or because I understand the tarot more, or like I don't want to know the future, but I don't really read for people anymore, and I don't tend to do predictive readings. I might ask, like if I'm thinking about like, should I go out tonight, or like, how am I feeling about like this person? Like, is this a good idea? Type of thing. I'll pull cards for that, but it's not. It's more so like the energy of the situation than like what's going to happen. So, do, do, do. I don't know if you can hear that, but my neighbor's moving again, which is funny because I was recording when they moved in. So, your significator card and why you feel it represents you. So, I was talking about this earlier. This isn't like my favorite version of this card, but for some reason it wanted me to grab it. So, the Nine of Pentacles. So, for me, I moved around a lot. I've had a lot of bad breakups that had to and resulted in me having to leave. And now, like, I've been in my own space, working, paying all my own bills. And I know, I mean, yes, I'm like adulting. I know how to how to do that, but it's the fact that I'm completely self-sufficient and have been for a good while now. Like, it's been a year since I've been in a relationship, and even then I was still like paying for everything. So yeah, so when I get this card, especially like if I'm feeling kind of down about myself, or like a little depressed or whatever, like it reminds me like I still have this. Like I still have me. I can take care of me, and sometimes like that's the best thing I need to hear, you know? But my like part-time significator cards, like they like ebb and flow, right? Like people call them stalker cards or whatever, but like for a while for me it was like the hermit, and I'm still kind of in the hermit mode, like I'm not out yet, but I feel like I'm moving more towards like the judgment, like awakening. That's kind of, yeah, there it's personal stuff, but like whatever. So yeah, the hermit for me was definitely where I was because I didn't know where I wanted to go yet, and I was taking me time, right? Most expensive acquisition. So I think my most expensive deck, I think. I tried to like glance through my shop account, but I don't know. I've been doing this for a while. So the Ritual Tarot, I think might be my most expensive. I think it was like 90. I don't remember if that included shipping or not. I do have the limited these things, sorry. The limited edition first printing with the gold edges. The seller was like, I think you want this one. I think this is what I'm like, she surprised me. Like I didn't know it was limited, right? So yeah, that's the one I have. I don't know if the future decks she prints are going to be in like this matte gold. It's very similar to the Moonchild, right? And my most expensive like purchase would have been, because I bought like the bundle on Kickstarter, probably the Wordless Oracle. I did a crappy walkthrough on this just because I was having like camera issues. But yeah, beautiful. With the guidebook, it's like you pick something that stands out to you in the card, like whether that's like colors or, architecture stuff, stained glass, water, whatever. And then you flip to that part in the book, and it gives you like prompts and questions, and it's really beautiful. But yeah, why that's so expensive is because I got the deck, I got the pack of postcards, and I got the two prints. So yeah. So yeah, so I love the feeling of this paper though. It's like really velvety. I have to frame these still. I have to do a lot of things. My unicorn deck, hard to find, would be probably the Tree Whisper Oracle. And I think it's really cool and creepy, but I don't know how it would read like for me, right? Um, and that's something I try to pay attention to. Like the more decks I get, when I'm not reading with them, I have to think about like why. So, but one deck that I wanted and was kind of a unicorn for me was, what did it? I think this is the third edition of the She Wolf. which I lovingly refer to as the skinny bitch version. Like in the new one, there were some cards that I just didn't like as much. The one card with the mushrooms in it, man, just throws me off. And I know this deck's really like body beautiful, but I wanted one of the more like, oh, there she is, girl. Um, but I wanted like what the creator like originally made, right? And I don't know, I lost a little bit of weight in the past year and I feel good about it. So like I don't really care that it's body beautiful. That's just me, you know? To each their own. And I understand like diversity is good and all that stuff. But I really like this deck and I'm glad I got it. And most important lesson that tarot has taught you. Perspective. Tarot helps remind me that the world doesn't revolve around me, that there's stuff going on in other people's lives, and to think about things from a different point of view. Like any given situation, right? There's a different way to look at it. Like maybe you're feeling this way because of this, and this, and you didn't even realize it. Like it was, you know, back here somewhere, and tarot helps like bring that forward to me, so it really helps me work through the issues to be able to move forward and move on, process some shit. And I might have skipped some. My handwriting's I don't know why I like squished it in here. So, dinner party. I don't typically like these questions because in my head I'm like, well, what if I meet like, I don't know, some idol and they suck, right? Like that's always so pessimistic. I'm like, ew, what if they're mean? So, yeah, guest of honor, just somebody that I would like to meet, even if they do suck in person, would be Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails. Always been a huge fan. And then my two other guests would be fellow tarot tubers. I would say Orshi from Drag Orsi and Meg from Rose Honey Ritual, because I don't think they would suck. And I think we'd have a good time. And we could all like bring our decks and sit down and eat and stare at Trent Reznor. So yeah, I think that's it. I don't think I missed anything. I guess I gotta go to work now. Thanks for hanging out with me. Have a good day.